Right, here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Thursday nights again. It's been a while. Had a nice break. Hope you guys did. But we're back at it. It is the start of season 10, round number 1 tonight. It's a whole new bunch of tracks. It's a very international stroke European feeling, and a whole new bunch of drivers as well, quick drivers. So yeah, great to have you here. Thanks for coming back. Season 10, as Berta said, amazing. League just keeps on getting stronger and stronger. We've just gone through 950 members, so yeah, growing from strength to strength. Coming to you tonight live from Suzuka in Japan. It's arguably one of the best tracks on the planet. A distorted figure of 8, one of only a handful. There's only a couple of actual crossover tracks that are in existence that are used. This one with the 3 very different sectors on it. The first sector going through the Snake and Dunlop curves, into second sector through Degener, the Hairpin, and then down to Spoon, starting the third and high-speed sector with the Cassia Triangle in the middle of it. Yeah, legendary track. We've seen some awesome racing there, and we should see some good racing here this evening as well. So that's where we're at. And yeah, let's get straight to it. Currently on board with the young man that is Cody Sherrod. He's here and has joined and started racing, and is the latest member of PWSR's Alpha team. So he is partnered up with Kieran Patterson, and these guys are going to be trying to bring the battle onto the other powerhouse teams. That being the Hybrid Academy crowd. They have certainly grown in the off-season, got stronger. JW Volkskank joins up with them, and they certainly a team to try and handle. So we should see some very close racing going on. As you can see, cars out there with some new liveries as well. So the cars are looking fantastic, I must say. Another update for you. There we go. It's the ATK Academy or ATK Sim Racing team, and they were holding a I don't know what to call that. It was a kind of an application, a tender to find a replacement driver to partner up with Morgan McCall. And it has gone to the extremely nice and helpful Christian Deploy. He is our graphics specialist who helps doing all the artwork for Raceface. A lot of the imagery that you see on the screen, the sponsor logos, etc. He's done a lot of work to help me with this. And yeah, super quick man himself. And he is now in the big thundering AMG Mercedes-Benz, as you can see. And we'll be partnering up with Morgan McCall, who, to be honest, I actually haven't seen him on here at all on any of the practice runs, and I can't see him at the moment. So we'll find out more about that, or see what's happening as far as his side coming to the league. Currently, with just under 12 minutes left. Daniel Rowe, very formidable Hybrid Academy, and they have sub-labeled their teams. So this is Hybrid Academy, the Pepsi Warriors. I'll have to support them as well because that's my favorite cola drink. And yeah, I saw Daniel Rowe last night in the sprint series literally start at the back of the grid of 50-something cars, and he got into the top 5. I'm not sure where he finished. I know he passed me with about 15 minutes to spare in a 45-minute race. So that's the kind of pace that he has. JW Volkskank, as you see, also jumps up into second place. Very, very close. And also in the big Mercs, Hybrid Academy having moved. I don't think all of them have moved, but most of the guys have moved across. They've decided to take on an extra challenge and try and get the big Mercedes-Benzes to operate. And so they are going to be running against the ATK Mercedes. And then you've got the other changes, Kinetic Simworks team. They are also in BMWs. PWS are a little mixed up. Kieran Patterson, he has decided to migrate, and he's giving the V6 Honda a works run, and he's going to go as best as he can with that. Brandon Krueger for Kinetic Simworks Racing Prism, he's in the big M4. Also sporting a new livery, as you can see. But looking at the top 10 now, all of a sudden there's a whole lot of Mercedes-Benzes up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in the top 10. Rest of positions obviously made up of Kinetic Simworks, PWSR, and the ATK, lone ATK arena car of Christian Deploy. Not many other manufacturers up there. First of the Aston Martins, it's Hannes van Wyk for Black Widow. He is down in 16th in the Aston Martin. Jean Leroux. There we go. Kinetic Simworks Racing Hex. KSR. He's the first of the McLarens. Bernard Burnsy King, my arch nemesis and a good mate who I kind of end up racing with in the Sprint Series. Also in the Aston Martin in 18th. Then some more BMs. Conrad Volkskank, the Roses. Excuse me. Kinetic Simworks Racing Hex. And then more BMWs. Nordea. Here he is, Jaco Nordea, sorry, also out in one of the Honda NSXs. And then the first of a trio of Porsches, Sechaba Mashego, down in 28th place. And Sechaba, faster than you racing, he's running one of the Porsches, as is a return driver, Corne Strauss, here he is, running one of the default liveries, the GPX Gulf Racing livery, but grand to have Corne back with us. And then Jason Luck, of course, deciding to stick with his Porsche for Black Widow Racing. And he's still running the yellow and blue Ukraine color scheme. So, there we go. No Bentleys, no Nissans, no Ferraris. Whoops, Jason. Oh, careful. Pretty much 30% of the manufacturers not represented, but that's okay. Right, Mr. Baga Krobler, 159.1. So, these guys are starting to get quick now. We have just on 7 minutes and counting of quali. Good evening to everybody on the YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. It's grand to have you back. Dean Kabasa, he was there. I think Dean's driving now, actually. There is. Dean's in this race. JC Krobler's there. Good evening, sir. Christian Deploy, obviously on the track as well. JJ. Peter, hello, sir. Welcome. Right, there we go. I am also nervously watching my stream output, which is sitting on 0 drop frames, and I'm pushing 13 megs. So feel free to go and bump up your quality if you want. You will be able to watch this in a massive 1440 P60 HD. It's crystal clear and it looks amazing, especially at night. So feel free to go and bump your resolutions up to watch this as best as you can. Good. Daniel Rowe now just gone quicker. He's gone past Johan Berger Grobler by 200ths, 159 ones. I was talking to Kieran earlier, and he was talking about times that were possible pre the new tire models, where a lot of the guys were seen in the 57s and 56s. I don't believe we'll see them there anymore. I think the latest updates have bumped these cars downwards to a more realistic lap time in tune with what the real cars do. So I doubt we're going to see fast lap times like that here. I'm going to just go and see if I can find out quickly. As you can see, race time, it's 20 past 3 in the morning, so it's going to start super early and we're going to see dusk happen. So we're going to go from night to day. Alright, here we go. Let me try and find something. Super GT, GTA's Asia. So, Asia GT3 record, a 204 in an Audi R8. Can't see anything more recent than that, actually. So yeah, I don't believe we'll see 156s or 157s. I think where we are here, especially with Rowe and Sherrod and Patterson, Volskink, etc. Brandon Krueger also joining the party. These guys are all sub 2s and all in the 159s. I think that's a representative of where the game is. Brandon Krueger for Kinetic Simworks Racing Prism. Here he is out in the BMW M4. Exhaust glowing as he goes through the snake. First sector, it's an absolute timing section. You have to, one apex leads to the next, and if you mess up the first one, you're still paying the penalty on the fifth one. It's that tight a complex of curves. Now through there, long left-hander here through Dunlop, and you head towards Degener 1 and Degener 2. It's a little kink to the right. There it is. Don't run too wide, then you hit the second Degener and you come under the overpass. Now heading up to the tight little hairpin. First gear corner, let traction control manage this, and then foot to the floor. And down you come towards Spoon, a very weird almost double left-hand apex corner that induces a lot of traction brake here. The cars spin out on the second part of this. You've got to watch your throttle input. There you go, see a little bit of it happen, and then hammer up the straight towards 130R. Similar to Eau Rouge and Radion, one of the legendary corners on a track. That corner there, 130R, based on its radius. And then coming towards the Casio Triangle, which is this little chicane that was introduced to help slow the cars down. The big Ferris wheel in the background going, as it usually does. And down onto the start-finish line. 1 minute 20 seconds left. Okay, so we in the 158s. Kieran Patterson puts the Honda up there. 158.9. JC Krobler was announcing earlier that he believes Kieran will be the man to beat this evening, having had some personal input in helping him get the setup for this Honda V6. And he abandons that lap, but certainly he has, and Cody Sherrod joins him. So PWSR Alpha in 1 and 2, or front row of the grid at the moment, both of them in the pits. Daniel Rowe, two tenths back as he heads up the back straight towards 130R. Yeah, as I say, last night I was languishing in the 2-minute 1s and 2-minute 2 lap times in the BM, and I watched this man come through the snake section towards me and catch me somewhere just before the hairpin, and I actually just moved over and let him go because of the pace that he caught me and how quickly he came and went past. It just goes to show the skill of the more professional drivers and how quick they can get round these tracks in these cars. Right, so that's Daniel, and quali's done. Let's see who's out on a quick lap, if anyone. Ryan Ottens, his lap is counting. He's through Spoon here. And welcome to all the visitors on the YouTube channel. Feel free to have a discussion and a chat. Let me hear your thoughts, guys and girls. Who do you think's going to win? This is round 1 of season 10 of the Raceface.Pro GT3 championships. And thanks to our regular sponsors, 95 Liveries, PWSR, DS Films for the awesome promo videos that Chris has done, and Resource Complete to help position people in employment and jobs. Great work. Mac van der Merwe, he's still out, coming to the last chicane. Cuts a great line through there, and hopefully this will help him improve. He's currently in 8th. Heading towards the line. Does he stay 8th? He doesn't. He goes up to 6th. That was a great last lap there by Mac. Johannes Kralin. Here he comes. Currently in 14th. 1.1 seconds off. And does he stay 14th? No, he goes up to 12th. So 2 good improvements right in the dying moments by both those drivers. So there we go. Yeah, JC, I thought you'd be quite happy about that. Right, that's that. We're going to just wait for everybody to get back onto the grid. 3-minute waiting time. I won't run the video again now, but we're going to just run this, just show the track map again, just to get a better idea of the layout. You can clearly see the first sector after first corner. Mind you, first turn, essentially, the little kink just after the main straight. Even that's a trick all on its own, because you're kind of gearing down 2 gears as you come through that little right-hand sweep, and then you got to really climb on the anchors, throw parachute out the back, hammer another gear, and then get around first corner, and then get the right line as you head through the snake section. And it's literally, it's apex after apex. There's a lot of patience required through there. You've got to have the car on each curb as you run the apexes, all the way around to the long Dunlop left-hander, where you'll then be foot flat as you're going through that corner, and then heading towards the 2 quick Degeners. The first one really catches you out because it's so easy to run off track. And then the second one, much tighter, heading under the overpass up to the hairpin. And then following the hairpin, flat out all the way around and down towards Spoon, which is also a patience corner. You've got to drop that down to 3rd. as you go into spoon, then down to second, and then hang on to the car while the back wants to come around and come past you. Once you've got that in a straight line, foot flat, and then all the way up the back straight, hammer through 130R. It's a little bit of a lift or a tap on the brake. Turn and hold on to it, and then hard braking into the Cassia triangle to get a good drive back down onto the start-finish line. 1 minute 58.9, give or take. It's a tricky track. Another thing to introduce this season, we have 2 pit stops. So that's going to be new for everybody. Pit window opens after, I think it's 4 minutes. So it's 4 minutes. Oh, I didn't get that, what Bertus said. Either 4 minutes or 4 laps. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was 4 minutes. And a minimum of 1 litre. There's no compulsory tyre change, but considering it's 80 minutes, it's going to be extremely difficult for these guys to try and make the tyres last. So I expect there'll definitely be some tyre changes going on there. But the pit stops are, and the fact there's 2 of them, it's a big strategy change of this, and we saw it happen in the autumn races, the fun races that we had off season. 2 pit stops definitely introduced some different pit strats, and we saw underpasses, overpasses. We saw a whole lot of different things happening. I think it's gonna bode well for this season. So and it's going to be very difficult to keep track. As you can see, the little yellow box next to the driver names has a 2. That's got to go down to 1, and then it'll go green, and that'll mean the drivers are clear, done, 2 compulsory stops out the way, and they'll be going for the finish whenever that box goes green, or whenever they've taken their second pit stop. Right, so Kieran leads them out. The winner of Season 9, Hybrid Academy, being the team champions. So Kieran defending his title, so to speak, and with a new partner in the form and shape of young Cody Sherrod. We all know that name very well in this country, and he is just as proficient in these cars. I think it's an awesome challenge. You can see the 2 Hybrid Academy cars right there. Daniel Rowe, Johan Bega Grobler, and JW Volskenk. In fact, 3 of them, with Mac van der Merwe, the first of the non-2 teams, and him being a KSR Vibe squad. Mac certainly bringing a lot of pace in the BMW M4 as well. With him, it's Brandon Krueger for Kinetic Simworks. And then Ryan Ottens and Jason McGregor, 2 more BWR Mercedes. So how many we got there? 3, 4, 5 Mercs in the top 10. With Hannes van Wyk for Black Widow Racing rounding out your top 10. And then Christopher Radloff, another of the Hybrid Academy cars, in 11th, just outside the top 10. Johannes Grayling, the BMW for Celeritas Racing. He also did very well last season. Gideon Renner, Kinetic Simworks Racing Vibe. Dean Cabasa doing extremely well. He's in 14th place. So we'll have to see how he goes. And there's our good friend Chris Heineke. Chris Heineke back and part of the team with Slick, with Marcus Stein right next to him. Jason Nordier, KSR in the Honda, and then another new guy, David Sparks. Here he is in a BMW. David Sparks for Sparks Racing, and we'll see how he comes along as well. So there we go. Right, let's get up to the sharp end of the stick. Hope you guys are ready. I'm certainly ready. Thanks for coming back and joining us here at Raceface.Pro. We're about to see the start of round 1 of season 10 live from Suzuka, Japan. I expect we're going to see an awesome race. $4 a.m. in the morning, I know from practice, and there you can see the weather track at 12 degrees. So tires are taking a hammering trying to get temperature in. Guys have been putting temperature into the brakes, and they're going to need it going down into T1. Here we get ready for the start. Getting ready.
Green light.
We're
Go,
off.
go, go.
Oh, Daniel Rowe, he's got a drive through right at the start. I think there was a problem with his positioning on the grid, but the Hybrid Academy cars are right there. Krueger going up the inside and jumping Cody Sherrod's BMW, and he gets himself into second. Cody hangs on to third, and Daniel Rowe's going to be wondering what the heck. Oh, and in the background there's contact in T2, and that has turned around almost the whole field. Oh, there's 2, 3, there's a bunch of cars out here. A lot of people have got through, a lot of people haven't. It's still going on, but we'll come back and see what happens. Let the timing screens update themselves. Just got to get through sector 1 and then everything will get sorted. Right, there we go, through the hairpin. And Kieran Patterson leading. It's actually Daniel Rowe in second place. I'm sorry, I thought that was Krueger who was up. So Daniel Rowe gets the jump into second, but he's carrying a drive-through penalty and he'll have to serve that. The penalty is a game-issued penalty, but we'll see. We'll see what transpires. I know we do have a head steward this evening, and I'm not 100% sure if that'll be cleared or not, but let's see what happens. Cody Sherrod in third, and looking to attack, it's JW Volskank up into fourth place. So Bago being the big loser for Hybrid, and he runs very wide in the background, gets the car back on, but he's there in fifth place, and just trying to settle down and get into the swing of things as they come through Casehead Triangle down to the start finish line. And that's it, start of the first lap of this 80-minute race. Cody Sherrod looking and darting and ducking and diving. He's going to want to try and get a move done on Daniel Rowe. And I'm actually quite interested to watch this little dice. I'm going to leave it here for a moment just to see, because as quick as Daniel Rowe is, so is Cody Sherrod. So let's see what happens. Kieran looking very very stable in the Honda out front and slowly pulling away. Guys are super quiet on YouTube's. Hope you're all there. Hope you're enjoying. Everything's green here. I've got no drop frames, so stream's looking good. We should have a solid coverage for the entire race. Okay, we'll come and watch this. I'm just looking a little bit further back. Gideon Renner in 9th place. Okay, they've kind of opened themselves out a bit. There's Jason McGregor for Hybrid Academy, and he's looking at Marcus Stein. So Marcus Stein's got a good start up into 11th. There's Chris Heineke, and right behind him we can see here's Christopher Radloff for Hybrid Academy, and he's trying to get onto the back of Yakonodia in the Honda. You cannot go two abreast through 130R. That's just going to be tears. Keeps his foot in it. Pit windows open. Right, so it was 2 minutes, not 2 laps. So now we will see people, if and when, whoever dives into the pits and gets one of the 2 compulsory stops out the way. First, second, third, fourth, fifth all looks pretty static at the moment. Just going back to 8th, Johannes Grayling. He's having a huge dice here with Gideon Renner. It's both of them behind Hannes van Wyk, who was 10th, I believe. And Hannes all the way up into 7th. So he was one of the big winners in the coming together that happened through the snake section. Dean Kabasa, 10th place. Also great start for him. Jason McGregor right behind him for Hybrid Academy, and behind him you've got Marcus Steyn on the attack with Chris Heineke that's joined him. Just trying to see where the close deltas are. Conrad Volskink in 16th. Oh, look at this, through the hip, and they're side by side. Jay LaRue looking at the back of Bernard Bernsey King's Aston Martin. And right now, here we go up the back straight again. I'm just going back to Christopher Radloff. Here he is looking at Nordier in the Honda as he heads up the back straight towards 130R. Takes a lot of apex, runs wide. Honda positions itself perfectly, and Radloff has to just follow suit as they go through the chicane, bouncing over the curbs, and Rose in. So there we go. Daniel Rose getting his drive throughout the way. He has to do what he has to do, and that's let Kieran out with Cody Sherrod 2.2 seconds off him, but Volskink, JW Volskink right there. And these guys now getting coming to grips, the Hybrid Academy team, with these big thundering Mercedes. And JW showing some great pace out of the whole team. Young Cody Sherrod having to drive a very intelligent drive now. Who runs a little bit deep there. Runs super deep. JW's right there. If he makes a mistake like that, JW will send that Mercedes. So Cody needs to just focus on doing a quali laps. His pace is quick enough, but JW is going to try and get in his head with that big Mercedes. Oh, Cody gets a good drive in the BM. JW got a little bit of a tank slapper, and he's not as close as he'd like to be. But the power of this Mercedes, it's big, huge V8. Through 130R, heading towards Cassia Triangle, hard on the brakes. Bounce them over the curbs, keep them in a straight line, try not to pick up any wheel spin. And off we go for another lap. It's 9 minutes done. Cody needs to just settle down now and manage that. Nordier in the pits. So he's starting to drop down. Grayling in the BMW. Look at Hannes van Wyk up into 6th place. Hannes is just going forward. He's doing really well for Black Widow Racing. And Hannes also very comfortable. I actually had a couple of races with him in the off-season on the low fuel motorsports overseas leagues, and he was showing very quick pace. So well deserved. Just up ahead of him, you've got Ottensen, Bega, Grobler. The Mercedes is nose to tail, and they're going to have to be very careful not to have contact with each other and possibly take each other out of this race. Marcus Steyn not too far back in 11th place, and he is with Jason McGregor trying to hang on to the back of that Mercedes, and Jason looking ahead at Dean Kabasa. Oh, he got a good drive there. Watch this. Dean Kabasa already running defensive up the middle of the back straight. Now slowly takes his racing line into 130R. They go. It's a turn and hang on corner that, and now into hard braking. And Marcus closes right up in the BMW. And the three of them head back down onto the start-finish line. It's also a track that you can easily get some drive-throughs issued if you go off track one too many times. And the entrance to the pits is extremely tricky as well. So we'll have to look and watch for anybody speeding as they head into the pit lane. McGregor looking, and Marcus now looking, as McGregor had to slow down to avoid making contact. Jason Luck in the pits for BWR down in 22. And as you can see, all the pit stoppers, they actually drop off the timing grid. So we can't see anyone here with ones at the moment. So still a lot of people to pit, which is expected. And as I say, we'll see these strategies play themselves out as we go along with this race. Oh, Janssen van Rensburg for Black Widow Racing getting a 15-second penalty, and I'm going to assume that was for the first lap incident in the snake section. And our live stewards are issuing penalties after reviewing all the dramas, and that's probably a result of that. All the gaps pretty static up ahead. Oh, McGregor, he had a huge moment into Spoon with the Mercedes, and that's allowed Marcus Steyn to go around the outside of him, and that pass is done. Great save by McGregor. In fact, we'll do a quick replay of that. Let's go back 30 seconds. Yeah, they come down to Spoon. So you'll see Jason McGregor will go to the helicam view. Takes the first turn into Spoon, and then the car gets a little bit light right there. Then he's got to grab brakes, catch it, tries to close the door, and Marcus goes around the outside and says, I'll take it. So, good move by Marcus Steyn, and well caught by Jason McGregor for not turning the Merc around. Here we are live down into T1, and Marcus is still holding the position. So, it was a good pass. Yeah, JC, BMW and Merc Cup with a bit of VTEC power. I like it. I like how you're thinking there. I was on my way down to Tina and Corby. Here he is in 15th place, just behind Conrad Volskink. Oh, and we see some more penalties down here. That's Brandon Krueger, who's also got 15 seconds. I'm going to see if they're posting these in our channel. It should be in media chat, so I'll just inquire. And see. Hopefully the marshals will be able to, the stewards be able to give us some updates. But I'm going to assume that's for contact, avoidable contact on lap 1. Both Van Rensburg and Brandon Krueger. Alright, back to our leader. Patterson in the Honda NSX. And he's already lapping some people as he comes up to the final chicane. Clearly very comfortable in the handling of this Honda. Mid-engine. Oh, he's coming up to one of the hybrid cars. Is it? That's Mark Taylor. That's Corne Strauss. Who is that I'm looking at? It's Justin Lotus. Here he is. Justin Lotus for hybrid. The Jesters team. And he is literally in 34th place, but has already done a pit stop. So that's expected. But Patterson looking extremely comfortable in the Honda NSX. Oh, I see JW Volkswagen. The pass has been done on Cody Sherrod. We missed that, unfortunately, but sorry, man. I don't want to go back a whole minute because we're going to watch it for a minute, but I was looking up and down the timing screen. Cody is still out there and comfortable and happy in third. Needs to just relax, not panic. Hey, Robert. There we go. So finally an update. Old Morgs, he's got flu. And that's why we only have one 80k driver here this evening. So sorry, Morgan. Feel better, young man. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks, Rob. Speaking of which, let's go and see where the man is. Oh, he's right down here in 26. He's the lead car, having done his pit stop and got it done and dusted. So he possibly was involved in the first lap incidents going through the snake section and various other corners. And he is pitted, or alternatively, he's just pitted to get out of the traffic and to get one of the pit stops under his belt. So we'll see how he goes. Jason Luck, the next man on the track, who has also done his pit. He's 13 seconds back. Martin Ruttenbach all over the back of Jason Luck. Here he is. Martin Ruttenbach for Kinetic Simworks Racing. And there we see another 15-second penalty handed out to car number 404, which is Jay LaRue for KSR. Missed that. And I don't see any messages here, so our stewards aren't giving me updates at the moment. Here we go. Here's Martin Ruttenbach looking up the inside of Jason and going past into 130R. You brave men, side by side. They're almost three abreast. Jason hanging on to his inside, hanging on to the inside. Martin going now. He's got the inside for the next apex, and on they go. Good clean racing, gents. Wow. Guys are seriously racing hard. Martin now trying to get out of the stream, and there behind him, the new guy, D Sparks. And he's also now looking up the inside of Jason and goes right past Jason. D Sparks for Sparks Racing. That's quite a striking livery in that BMW. Jason, I know, has been away for a couple of weeks up country and hasn't been on the rig at all, so he self-admittedly has been very rusty. Right, Kieran Patterson has in fact gone past Justin Lotus. Radloff in the pits. So a couple of penalties here, and these penalties will be dealt with at the next pit stops. And I'm just looking now at Bego Krobler, who is under the wing of Ryan Ottens and following him. And I kind of get the feeling that Bego wants to get by here. possibly a little bit quicker. Marcus Steyn in 10th, and looking at the back of Dean Kabasa, 7/10. Tino and Kubi within half a second of Conrad Falschkenk. Oh, Daniel Rain 16th. Let's go and look at this. Oh, he's gone past already. So Daniel Rowe passes LaRue's McLaren. So Daniel, yeah, he had the stop go. So that wasn't a pit stop. He's still got 2 pit stops to go. I wanted to show you this one. I forgot. Darren Miller's BMW. It's a striking color scheme. BMW M4 Winfield. Protea Hotels. It's apparently a throwback livery to the Tony Viana BMW days in the 90s, 2000s. So nice job there. Back up to 10th, Marcus Steyn for Slick. He's got his teamie Chris right behind him, and he's looking up ahead at Dean Kabasa. Okay, let's have a look at quickest laps. Best, a 1:59.5 for Kieran Patterson. That is a rapid lap time, whatever fuel load he's carrying. JW Falschkenk, a 1:59.8. Cody Sherrod, a 1:59.8. Hannes van Beek, a 1:59.9. And Johannes Kreiling, a 1:59.9. Everyone else is 2 minutes and higher. So only 5 drivers in the 150s, 159s. Oh, yeah, that was the lap car at the back. So Patterson comfortable here, and JW Falschkenk hanging on to second by, he's 5 seconds back. Cody Sherrod 1.9 seconds further, and he has now got Ottens and Krobler coming along. But I tell you what, Hannes van Wyk for BWR has actually caught the back of Bego Krobler. So Hannes, who started 10th, now in 6th, and is closing in on the 2 Mercedes up ahead, and is doing quicker lap times. His last lap was a 2.0.6, Bego 2.0.4, and a 2.0.5 by Ottens. So I think we're in for some good Dyson coming along soon. And then further back, Gideon Renner, look at this. BM on Jay Kreiling, and Kreiling runs defensive as they head up to 130R. Now Gideon, side by side, and there's contact. Big catch. Kreiling and Renner, both of them, little bit of side by side, big slides and catches. And through the last chicane, the Casio Triangle, and here they go. Gee, brave men. Yeah, Kreiling having to run defensive as they head down towards T1. He's going to have the apex, and Gideon Renner goes round the outside and a little bit of extra. Wow. Gideon Renner really wanted to get by there. Okay, going back up to Krobler and company. Here we are, it's Hybrid Academy. It's Sherrod, Ottens, Krobler, and Van Wyk. This is turning into a 4-way dice for 3rd place. 57 minutes left of this 80-minute race. And yeah, there you can see Ottens definitely right behind Cody Sherrod now. He's within half a second. Cody needs to just relax. Don't worry about the mirrors. Just run his normal lines. They're all running the same pace. It's extremely difficult to pass when you're at this level. Daniel Rain 13th. He's only 2/10 off the back of Tina and Kobe. So we'll go and watch him. As we see, here comes Ottens. Ottens is looking. Cody's running defensive into 130R. Otten's going around the outside and runs very wide. If he stays on that, that'll be a track cut. Too many of those and you're going to get a penalty. Jan Baker Krobler also contemplating trying to get through there, and Cody's just a little off the pace and comes out of the chicane and heads down the main straight. Hannes van Wyk pits. So he's the first of the leading guys to come into the pits. Here he is. And he's, and that's now what I was saying and said to my guys. If you're being held up in traffic, rather come into the pits and use it as a strategy move. Get yourself out of the traffic, and then you'll be able to run around in clear air for a bit. That's exactly what Hannes van Wyk's done. I suspect he'll be in, do a quick 1 liter, and he's going to roll out, and he should be out in the top 20 at least. So through the snake section, and Krobler did manage to get past Cody Sherrod as well. So Hybrid Academy now running 2nd, 3rd and 4th, with PWSR running 1 and 5. Bernard Bernsey King in 13th place. Him and Tina and Kubi in the BMW. Look at them. Yeah, JC's suggesting Cody's probably murdered his tires. Ideally, he's got to hang on to them for still at least another 15 minutes. If he is going to do a tire change, he's got to do it at 40 minutes. Bernard King carrying pace with the big Aston Martin and holding on to the back of Tina and Kubi's BMW. Couple of sub 1 second gaps here, including Jay Krayling. Let's just go up ahead. Johannes Krayling on the back of Gideon Renner through T1 into the snake section, and now it's all about getting through here as Tina and Kubi in the pits there from 12th place. So he's the next guy to pit. And there we see where Hannes van Wyk is. He is in 18th, now going up to 17th with 1 pit stop done and out the way. And if he's running in clear traffic, let's go and see. Here he is. Helmet view, and look at that. There is nothing in front of him. Hannes is now just going to pump in some very quick laps, and he stands a good chance of jumping the Hybrid Academy guys who are now fighting for position and possibly going past Cody. Right, JW also now starting to have to deal with traffic. Also running 2 4 wheels outside that white line. Now trying to send it up the inside into the chicane. Oh, that's presumptuous, but he makes it stick, and Mac van der Merwe gets a drive through. So it's taken him half an hour to get 4 track cuts, and that's induced himself a drive through. Ryan Otten's now having to deal with this McLaren. So JW's through. It's not. It's actually a back marker. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused with the Hybrid Academy liveries. So this is Ryan Otten's clear with Bega Krobler. Cody Sherrod back there in 5th place and 3 seconds off. So yeah, JC, you're probably right. He's probably done his tires in. And he needs to just, there he is in the background, still in the top 5, so he's just got to keep himself circulating. This other Mercedes and this McLaren, however, are back markers. That's Justin Lotus, and he needs to just stay out of the way for the rest of his teammates to get through. Kieran Patterson still doing 2 zeros. He's lost to 2:0.3. And he is 6.8 seconds and driving away from the field. Mac van der Merwe in the pits. Yeah, all right, it is Justin Lotus. So he is getting lapped by his teamies, and Justin down in 31st place. It's him and Bertus Janssen van Rensburg in the McLaren just ahead as they go through the snake section. Tina and Kubi all over the back of Jaco Nordier. Down to Spoon they come, and we're going to see some action here. Haven't seen one, well, we have seen a couple of passes, but the Pro Grid certainly showing some good respect out there. Not too rough an evening for some. Tina and Corby in that BM doing super well to follow that close and go through Spoon. And here they go down onto the start finish line to start another lap. 48 minutes left. They're almost at halfway mark. Jason McGregor, Johannes Kralin, cars are coming in the pits. Mac van der Merwe in the pits, getting the drive through sorted. Chris Heineke, he's done one of his pit stops. Oh, and there's a stop code 30 for speeding in the pit lane. That's car 165. That's Jason McGregor. So the Hybrid Academy guys. So I said you've got to be careful of the entry into pit lane, and he's just flown in. Entrance into pit lane is it's tricky to say the least. There's Dean Kabasa, he just comes in, JW's in. So a couple of leaders are in, coming to get their first stops done. That promotes Ryan Ottens and Bega Krobler up into 2nd and 3rd place. So back to our leader, Patterson. 47 minutes, and he is on 16 laps and 12 seconds up the road from Ryan Ottens. Kieran having a great drive this evening. Ryan Ottens and Johan Bega Krobler pretty much running nose to tail, except for that lap miss McLaren, who now gets out the way, and Bega goes through. JC, I like it. You should have put money on this. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a namesake. I'm not going to go out there and say it and state the obvious, because it is the obvious, but I just can't state it. So Next best is was a Cody Sherrod. We'll see. It's not over. We've still got 46 minutes and some change. There's a Hybrid Academy car off there. I don't know who that was. It might have been Justin Lotus. It was Justin Lotus. No, it wasn't. 165. It's Jason McGregor. It is Jason McGregor. He's on the outside of Spoon. He has hammered the car into the wall. He's still trying to get back to pits to complete his stop-go for speeding into the pit lane. Oh, the front of that Mercedes is in pieces. The bonnet is... Yeah, look there. He hit 130R and he's gone straight into the tire barrier. Car's not steering. Oh, and you can see the pit lane limiter board has been knocked away. So here's the line where they have to slow down by. Interesting. Now we're going to see the cat amongst the pigeons, as they say. So we got Ottens, Krobler and Sherrod now back up into second, third, and Cody Sherrod in fourth. Conrad Volschenk in fifth. And Bernard Bernsey King in sixth place, as Kieran is now busy passing some back markers. He's also got to start contemplating getting his first one out the way. But considering he's not being held up in traffic, I think that strategy was, well, if I'm not being held up, I'm going to leave it until the very end. Oh, my word. That was a little bit nerve-wracking. Had a huge moment coming through there. So maybe has also hurt his tires. I don't know. It's almost at halfway mark. Is he coming in? He's not. And the BMW also went through the chicane. So, gee, that was a little bit of a iffy move. And that lap was, even with the big slide, a 201.9. That's just sad. When you have a huge moment and he does the same lap that I did. Oh, I think Kieran's also struggling with the tires right now, to be honest. So he's got to just look after them for this lap. Car's not looking too happy, or the grip isn't. Let's see how much input he's got on the wheel. And Bago Krobler's in the pits from fourth place. So whether these are 1 liter pit stops or actual tires, we're not going to know that unless it's a long pit stop. Oh, and a whole bunch have just come in. Krobler, Volschenk, LaRue, Miller, Renner. I think this is going to be tire changes. These are people that are going to be putting on new tires. We're going to stay with Kieran, who's still 11 seconds out. Last laps, Ryan Ottens at 2.0.5. So well, that was Kieran's big slide that caused him to lose a bit of time. And we'll see what he looks like when he comes over the line for this lap if he doesn't pit. So Cody Sherrod up into third. Here he is. And there, Ryan Ottens. Let's go back. Kieran comes okay through 130R, through the last chicane. Is he coming in? He's not. So he stays out. Ryan Ottens into the chicane. Is he coming in? He is. So you'll see where the pit limiter is. There's the line. And he slows down. So it's the first line. And Cody's in. Don't speed, young man. And he nails it. So second and third come in. Bernard Bernsey King. He's still coming along through 130R. Through the last chicane. This is a very good drive by him for That's Bernard King, sorry, for Kinetic Simworks. And he also peels off. So pretty much everyone in, almost at the halfway mark. Right, this is... this needs to be dealt with. I have no idea who this is. But we will get this sorted. So I'm not even going to commentate on this. And it's Hannes van Wyk, who I was trying to get, and he does in fact go by. So Hannes will bump up, and he goes into third place. There we go. Right. Gonna go back to our leader. Here he comes, closing in on Jason Luck, who has in fact had a pit stop, as we know. And there we see at the bottom of the timing screen for the first time, Gideon Renner, the first man to have done all, as Kieran runs wide through 130R. He is definitely struggling on the tyres, and he needs to come in. But Gideon Renner, the first man to have done both pit stops, and he's now driving to the end. Kieran comes in, there he comes. And that's good. Brings it to a 50 kilometer an hour limit. I think this isn't an international driver. But we'll get Bertus and all the stewards to update these details. Hannes van Wyk through Spoon. Mac, there you are. Oh no, you're out of it already. Bad luck, man. Thanks for joining. What actually happened? Did you just have did you have a problem, or was there a big crang, or what went down? It does say you're still in the pits, but you've obviously left, so all good. Here comes Hannes, who seems to be able to make these tires last really well. Kieran's rolling out the pits. Is he going to hold on to the lead? There's Hannes. So it does. So Kieran gets a tire change done and a possibly refueling done without losing a position. It just goes to show the immense pace he's had. So new boots and some fuel, and he'll have one more stop to make, which will probably be on the third last lap or second last lap. So Hannes had net win because he did a very early number one pit stop, and you can see the undercut has worked tremendously well because he has gone past JW Volkswagen, Pega Krobler and Ryan Ottens, all three of the hybrid cars. Cody Sherrod also out and in sixth place. So Gideon Renner at the moment, the net race leader in 18th place. And he will just slowly climb up positions, closely followed by Marcus Stein for Slick and Christian Deploy for ATK in 22nd. They've all done both their pit stops. So now it's all about strategies. If you're getting held up, come in and get that pit stop done. Otherwise, go and do it right at the dying moments of the race. Just waiting for these guys to come over the line. Alright, so Hannes is on a flying lap already. It's Kieran's first out lap, so we'll see what Hannes' lap is. A 200.8 with Kieran at 208.1. So next lap we'll see if he stays in the twos or subs a 2 and goes 159 again. Go down to David Parks here in 9th place. Oh, and he had a big issue there with Eddie Kirstein's BMW. It looks like it. We're just going to go back 10 seconds. Oh, we missed it. So they had an issue through the chicane there, but there we go. They'll carry on through T1 and onto the timing section through the snake. Sparks up into 8th. Eddie Kirstein in 9th place for Team Tryhard Racing. Dean Kabasa rounds out your top 10. And these guys are all on 21 laps. Marcus Steyn. Let's just drop down a little bit. Here he is in 20th, and he's looking at the back of Jean Leroux's McLaren. This full position. Jean Leroux still having to pit, Marcus having done all his pit stops. We'll see how Marcus goes through this section. Got spun on lap 1, Mac. Decided to do first lap. Forgot pit lane was closed. Oh, that's what happened. Sorry, man. Yeah, that's what happens. When you have a bad evening, it goes from bad to worse. Terrible luck, buddy. Yeah, one of the big hitters for Hybrid Academy as well, and he got a drive-through, so he had to do an extra pit stop. Actually, let me try and see, where is he? Daniel Rowe, yeah, he's in 7th, sorry. So, there we go. And Eddie Kirstein still hasn't done his first pit stop, so Eric Kirstein doing super good in the BMW and making it last as long as he can. But I've seen him do this before and it didn't pay off well for him, so I don't know. Right, Cody Sherrod just up ahead. Right under the wing with the Honda, and he goes by that Honda. That is the back marker Honda. Excuse me. Alright, so quick laps. Let's go and see now what's going on up ahead. Kieran does a 1:59.8. Hannes van Beek a 2:01.6. JW 20.4, Bago 20.5, Ryan Ottens a 20.3. So Kieran straight away into the 1:59s and starts extending his lead again. Hannes van Beek into the pits from 2nd, so he's getting his pit stop now out the way. He was obviously in amongst some traffic. Oh, there's a stop go there. Somebody's got a stop go. JW Volsken goes back into 2nd place, and he is 11.2 seconds off the back of Kieran with just on half an hour. 1 lap and half an hour to go. I think this is, again, I've got to give credit where it's due. Daniel Rowe is in 6th place. And he has had 2 pit stops. So he had a drive-through at the beginning of the race, which he took, dropped off the top 20-something, and then has taken his fast pit stop, probably. And, yeah, it must be a quick pit stop, but he has driven his way back up to 6th place. And is 26-something seconds off the lead. It just goes to show that man's pace. Very impressive. Okay, going down to 10th place. Darren Miller in the Winfield BMW, and he's looking at Tina and Corby as they come to Degana 1 and Degana 2. Oh, and they both hammer the curbs a little. Under the bridge they come, and up ahead it's the Hybrid Academy car. I think that could be Justin Lotus. I'm not sure. There's a blue flag waving there, so I think it is. And Tina and Kobe is going to want to get by here as quickly as he can. And now he's got some... he's got some company with Darren Miller right there as they go through 130R. They move across now to take the final chicane. And the BMWs take so much pace through there. And then look at the grunt of the big V8 as it pulls that Mercedes out. And look at Miller now, he's got a huge draft. Oh, and the slow marker moves out the way and they're three abreast over the line. But Miller's down the inside into T1. Tina hangs on, runs out onto the marbles, and that puts paid to that. Now Miller runs wide. If Tina undercut him there, he would have gone back past up the inside. Oh, he missed a big opportunity there, but that's position done. So Miller goes through. Good dicing by these guys. And that was actually probably the best thing that that Justin Lotus could have done. Just move over and lift slightly and let these guys get on with it. Sure, some excitement going on right there. Marcus Steyn all the way back up to 14th now. He is on his way. Gideon Rennie in 11th. So as I said, he will just pass people, and he's almost into the top 10. But yeah, we've got Hannes van Wyk as well with Marcus Steyn. Oh, Hannes van Wyk having a huge moment with the Aston Martin. Just up ahead of him, and Marcus Steyn watching him. 5 a.m. in the morning and very light already. Sun rises early in the east. Yeah, Dean Cabassa's on the YouTube load shedding. Such bad luck, Dean. Sorry, buddy. Inverter and batteries, buddy. Hannes van Wyk running a good pace. They come up to this, whoever this other no-name is in this pink BMW, this international driver. It is a pet peeve of mine when people don't use their real names, for those of you that aren't aware. And I have no clue who that guy is, and I have no clue what his real name is. As Conrad Volsking comes in from 10th. And Tina and Kubi's got a good drive here. Seb, that's his name. I mean, really. I'm talking about Tina and Kubi, and I'm talking about the wrong guy. I mean, what the heck? It's Hannes van Wyk. There we go. So Hannes got a good drive on in the Aston Martin. And now it's Marcus Steyn's turn to get past that BMW. And he's right behind him. Oh, and he's lost control. Has managed to keep the car pointing in the right direction, but he's lost a lot of time. Seb, and there he goes. Okay, back up to the front with 26.5 minutes to go. And Kieran Patterson, last lap at 2.0.7. JW Volsking at 2.0.5, but he is 12.2 seconds back. And Kieran now encountering some more traffic. Another Hybrid Academy Mercedes that he's coming to. I think that's Chris Radloff's car. I don't know the color schemes too well. Let me see if we can go and see. Yes, it is. So it's Chris Radloff. He will be getting some flags, and Kieran needs to try and get through here as quickly and cleanly as possible. Radloff moves out the way, and nicely done. Down to Spoon they come. Christian Deploy and Jean Leroux, McLaren versus Mercedes. The ATK, the sole ATK sim racing car. And Christian Deploy also all pit stops done and dusted, and net fourth, looking at that timing screen, as he's completed all his pit stops. Leroux just up ahead, still has to get one out the way, but this is still for position. Oh, here we go to Degener, and Christian, he'll have to lift, and a little bit of a back end bump as they come down to Degener 2, but no harm, no foul. McLaren running defensive, and Christian having to try and work out how to get by. Now the McLaren runs deep, and Christian goes up the inside. Doesn't get a good drive, and here they come down to Spoon. In the last two races, in my race last night, the Sprint Series, and tonight, I've seen ACC cars make contact and not get turned around. So I wonder if there's been a little bit of an update to the game dynamics and the contact dynamics, that they've eased off a little bit on, because literally you could just look at a car badly and it would spin around. And last night myself, I think I had one or two little side-on contact points, and we both managed to carry on going. So I'm just going to put it out there. Possibly there's been a little update. I might just be, maybe, I don't know, maybe the impacts haven't been big enough, but it just seems the guys seem to be able to race a little bit better now. Right, Patterson getting past some back market cars, and he will carry on going to as close as he can within 2 laps of the end, I'm sure, or unless he gets held up by traffic quite severely, and then decide to pit to get his second pit stop out the way. Setshaba Mashigo's in with his Porsche done in 20 seconds, so he's getting number 2 done. And as you can see at the timing screen, 9, 13, 15 cars of the 23 still need to do their second pit stop. So this double pit stop strategy is certainly introducing some different racing tactics, which is going to bode well for this series, I think. I'm not saying the single pit stop didn't, but 80% of the time you saw 80% of the field come into the pits at the 40-minute mark, halfway through the race, and now you're seeing all different kinds of, who knows whether they're refueling or not, the big refuel, or whether they're taking tires or not, and it makes for a much more exciting race, I think. Dean, my inverter ran out of power 5 minutes before power came back. Oh, yes, you were doing very well. You were in the top 10. The lead acids are done, buddy. Maybe, what do you need? You need to get some lithiums. I just bought 2 Hubble S120 lithium batteries, and I've been running on 4 lithium ions, and 2 of them have now been migrated to another inverter, a UPS inverter running my light circuits, and a Mercer inverter with the 2 Hubbles running my entertainment, this PC and my lounge PC and TV and stuff. So it also gives me the opportunity to be able to stream and bring the streams for Raceface to YouTube even when there's load shedding going on, because I don't suffer from it. Right, let's see what's going on here. Bago Krobler, it's Ryan Ottens. So we've got another little bit of interest going on. These two have swapped positions, with Bago getting ahead of Ryan Ottens, and I think the status quo will remain as it is. Bago 3.8 seconds off the back of JW Forsking. And we come down to 20 minutes left now. So it's the last pit stops we still need to see happen. And the top 9, I mean, Gideon Wren is essentially the leader. He's in 10th place. So these guys all ahead all need to still pit and take on at least a litre. It's literally a stop and go. Oh, Otten's close now, right under the wing of Krobler. I think Bago Krobler, I think they've got some team comms on the go. And I'm sure everything's kosher, there's no issues, and he's not being asked to get out the way, etc. Big team, super strong, super powerful team. So we can only hope that Kinetic Simworks, ATK and ourselves PWSR can bring the fight to hybrid. They've won the team series for I think the past 3, maybe even 4 seasons. I can't recall. So the competition is needed. Yeah boy, Trilogy ZA. Sorry man, but you're gonna have to tell me who you are. And here we go, Ryan comes in. So Otten's being held up a little bit by Bago, and he's decided to pit. And JW's in. So Bago goes through, and he's going to carry on the chase, and he'll pit a couple of laps later. But these guys, this will be stop and goes. Literally, you'll see the car go up, second, and drop and go. There's 3 of them there. There's Otten's. I think that's Daniel Rowe that's leaving the pits, or it could be one of the other cars. No, it's not Daniel Rowe. No, that was Christopher Radloff. And he's down, so 2-3 liters maybe, and off they go. Right, there we can see them all green. So JW Forsking and Ottens essentially, in quotes, the quickest guys. Tristan Herbs, thanks man. Oh, you were in Pro-Am? Alrighty. Well, thanks for joining us here on the live stream. It's been a interesting race. Oh, there's another drive through. Oh, it's for Cody Sherrod. The young man's had 1 too many off-track excursions, so he's going to have to do 2 more pit stops. That's going to put paid to his top 5. Hopefully he can still get a top 10. You just mustn't panic about this. I'm sure Kieran's talking to him as well. I know they're on comms, but he just needs to keep his head together. He's obviously he's mismanaged the tires on the BMW, and again the tires have gone away from him quite early, and he's just had 1 too many off-track excursions to deal with. Miller having a stop-go 30 for speeding into the pit lane. Another pet peeve of mine. It's your own fault. It's such a waste for you to get a stop-go 30. I mean, you know where you've got to stop by, so stop. Why try and go further? Oh my word. Jeez, I hope he got to the pit lane limiter in time. Right, Cody will drive right through on this one, and hopefully there's no SG30. No, you can't stop. And he is stopping. Okay, not too sure what's going on there. Sorry, Kruger, wrong one. Brendan Krueger. Wow. Was that? Oh no, it wasn't Chris Heinecker. That's Seb who was out wide at Spoon. Bernard Krueger and Chris Heinecker having a huge session here together. Right, Sherrod's out the pits. So he's got the penalty done. Oh, this BMW looking very second hand on the front and at the back. So Brandon Kruger's certainly been in the wars. And he's not going to be as quick as he wants to be. And yeah, you're going to see Chris Heinecker just cruise by, I'm sure. Well, he's going to have to follow him through the snake section again. He doesn't get it done on the first couple of corners. Okay. I'm going to jump up ahead and go and have a look at Bega Grobler, Daniel Rowe. Here we go. This is Bega coming through the last sector and through the chicane. Is he going to pit now? No, he's running on. So Bega was super close just now with Ottens and JW Volksking. So we're going to see where he comes out. Kieran Patterson also carrying on, and he's 22 seconds up the road. He's almost got an entire pit stop free. So, pat yourself on the back there, JC Grobler, for all the help and added assistance. You did say that you did help him find quite a bit of pace. Good stuff. Tristan, you're saying Peter Mayer's also out. I think there's some people suffering with power problems. So, I think a couple of people might drop off still. It's 10:15, so load shedding has kicked in now for some people. And yeah, you're right. We could see some more people drop off. Cody Sherrod in the pits now from 7th. So he's getting his quick one stop out the way. But he's going to drop out of the top 10 with this. Right, Bega Grobler gets by that BMW. JC, that's awesome of you, man. Thank you. Right, Daniel Rowe in 3rd place. So Daniel Rowe running the white and blue Mercedes. And he's 21 seconds back. He's also got to do his final pit stop, as has Bernard Benzie King and Tina Nkobe and a handful of others, with 12.5 minutes left. Yeah, Tristan, that sucks, man. Well, don't give up, buddy. It's only the first race. There's 8 races. So what you got? You didn't get any points. You just, look forward. Some other teams will have some dramas throughout the season, and you'll make up the difference, man. Yeah, I agree. This man, you consider he's had 2 pit stops. He does still have one to complete. And I'm not sure if the one to still be done is the quick one or going to be a longer one. But drive-through pit stop done and one of the other compulsories. So, and to have him in 3rd place, his pace is exceptional. And clearly the Hybrid Academy team leader. But super fast. Bernard King doing well as well in 6th place, although he does still have his pit stop that he's got to deal with. So Bernard King driving for Kinetic Simworks Racing Prism team, although the livery doesn't show it. Killian Renner in 7th place. He's just passing people. And having got his, there he goes with the lime green color scheme. Having got his pit stops out the way, it's just a matter of those up ahead of him, which includes Bernard King. And I don't think he'll get that much further up. He might get, yeah, he will get to 6th place. So great drive by Kinetic Simworks Racing Vibe, Killian Renner. Here we go, Kieran Patterson's in. So the leader comes in. He should be able to complete this and come out and stay in 1st place. And then bring it home for the last 5 laps or 4 laps. It's off the jacks, he's rolling, so that was probably about 5 liters maybe. Interesting, it wasn't as short as I thought it would be. Krueger goes through T1, there he is. And he will assume the temporary lead with his pit stop still to be done. And Daniel Rowe into the pits, he's just gone in now. JW Volskank, where is he? Here he comes down onto the start-finish line. So that is essentially JW net 2nd place then, with Ryan Ottens in 3rd. So as it was at the beginning. Cody Sherrod unfortunately down in 15th with his drive-through. But still 2-3 people ahead that need to pit, and he might still get up a few positions there. So let's keep our eyes on Bego, Johan Bego Krobler. He's going to have to get this done in the next 2 laps at a push. Yeah, JC, would have been. Yeah, you can't, if this is like first time driving and you've only got 2 hours at Suzuka, I mean, this is one of the toughest tracks out there, so you did good, Tristan. Well, unfortunate for the disconnect, but this season, it's not an easy season. The track selection is, here we go, Bago's in. Now he wants to hammer this. I think he got that right. So he wants to get in and out, and we're going to see now, where is JW? Here he is. He's coming up towards 130R. So this is the deciding factor for where Bago is going to finish. Because here comes JW Volskank. Ryan Ottens is not far back, 1.6 seconds. Bago's in the pits. Has he stopped? He has now. So he's up on the jacks. JW's through the chicane. Bago, he's rolling. He is. Oh, this is going to be close. Watch this. JW flat out down the main straight, and Bago's out in front of him. So the undercuts proved good. There he is. So that was a full-on position change. And Jan Bago Grobler goes in, moves into 2nd place. Volskank 3rd, Ottens 4th. And Daniel Rowe has in fact finished his pit stops, and he is in 9th. So he'll finish 8th net and possibly will overtake some more people. Let's go and see. He's here with Tina and Kubi, who's definitely got a pit. And no, he's not going to catch up to Marcus. Well, he's right there with Marcus Stein, so we'll see. Just watch Daniel Rowe for a few laps and just look at this man's pace. I mean, he really wants to get by. You can see that Tina and Kubi is holding him up. He does move over. That's kind of what I did. You can't help it. The pressure is relentless. It's extraordinary how strong and how quick Daniel Rowe is. Right, through the 2 Degeners under the overpass. Camera helicopter gets a little bit, who am I watching? And there's Marcus Stein. So that's 7th place. Marcus having started, what was it, 14th or 15th. So he's done really well to get to 7th. His teammate Chris Heineke in 12th, so also net improvement. But here comes Daniel Rowan. He's trying to take another position. It's only 1.5 seconds, and there are at least 3 laps left. Someone just go off. Yeah, I don't know. Possibly. I'm not sure. I'll give you last laps just as a reference. And there still might be 1 or 2 people that pick up a drive-through for off tracks. So it's not over yet. Okay. And we come down to the line. This is his first lap out after pits. So lap time at 2:01.4, where he was stuck a bit behind Tina and Kobe. Marcus Stein 2:01.7. Kieran at 2:00.9. Bega is first lap out to turn 9. We'll wait for him to do a quick lap. Oh, teammate in the way. He does get out the way, and Daniel slides through. Oh, that Mercedes. Maybe you were right. That Mercedes could have been the car that slid off, Tristan. So you might be right, because that Mercedes showing huge damage. Tina and Kobe in the pits. And getting that out the way and done and dusted. I can't see any real change happening in the top 5. Oh, further back there. Was that Christian Deploy? It was. So Christian Deploy and Tina and Kobe gets a stop go for speeding into the pit lane. You need to just kick your own butt. Seriously. Oh, it's Ryan Ottens carrying the damage, mind you. So Ryan Ottens, yeah, I think you were right, Tristan. He had the huge drama earlier that you said you saw somebody fly off. It was Ryan Ottens out of the top 5. Yeah. Car 64, it's this one. So he's now just struggling to get that car back home and finished and get as much as he can out of it without pitting. So, yeah, the car's clearly not handling. Bad luck for Ryan Ottens. He's going to drop off and out of the top 10. So that does promote Gideon Renner into the top 5 and Hannes van Wyk for BWR. So great drive for both of them. JW Volskank, 1.3 seconds off as we move to him. He's closing in on the back of Johan Bego Krobler. And I don't think there's any team orders here. I think these guys still will dice right up until the end because they're in different teams. JW is Adrenaline and Bego Krobler is Pepsi Warriors. So this is inter-team dynamics happening right here. And wow, is JW there quickly? Yeah, so Kieran Patterson literally, he's just got to bring it home now. His last lap, a 2:00.2, so his pace has been exceptional. 20-something seconds out in the lead ahead of these two guys. And Krobler's, he's going to have to watch his mirrors. .2 seconds now. Kieran's just gone down over the line. He has. He's through T1, so it's 2 laps from here. So that gives Volskank time. He could actually, if he can, close in. Bego Krobler last lap, a 2:01.4. Volskank, a 2:01.1. So 3/10 quicker. Let's see if we still get some dicing happening here right in the dying moments. 1.5 minutes race time left. So Kieran will get round and there will be one more lap. A full lap. JW Fullskink within a second on the back of Johan Bego Krobler. Great to have everybody on the YouTubes and watching. It's pretty much been flag to flag for young Kieran Patterson with the new sign-up Cody Sherrod. He was there or thereabouts, but picked up a drive-through, and he is down in 12th place. But there's been some movements with the Hybrid Academy guys. Krobler, Fullskank, and the very unfortunate Ryan Ottens and Daniel Rowe picked up a drive-through on the opening lap. So Daniel Rowe having essentially had to pit 3 times in this race, and he is still finishing net 7th. Trying to close in on Marcus Steyn. Great drive by Gideon Renner and Hannes van Wyk for BWR. And they both got themselves into the top 5, but I don't think Fullskank's going to make this. Kieran starts the last lap. Martin Ruttenbach down in 14th as well. Bernard Burnsy King. Christian Deploy for ATK doing very well, getting himself up into 8th. And Tinian Kubi still carrying that stop-go, which will obviously be added to his end of race time. Cody Sherrod goes past the ailing Ryan Ottens and up into 11th. Bago is a little bit wide through T1 there. Definitely, that's allowed Fullskank to get a lot closer now. I don't know if he's still driving to maybe try and get by, or if he's going to resign himself to the fact that it's going to be 3rd. But here we go to the leader, Kieran Patterson, round the hairpin into the final sectors, heading down towards Spoon Curve. And he's done a masterclass in this Honda NSX with a whole bunch of assistance from JC Krobler. Thank you. And nice to hear, similar to the Nissans, a different 6-cylinder. It's not a wailing 10 or a thundering V8. Through 130R for the last time. As the sun rises in the east. And it's a first win for the reigning champion. Oh dear, somebody just got disqualified for speeding into the pit lane. Well done, Patterson.
The leader has finished the race.
That was an exceptionally good drive. You have every right to be super excited. Bego Krobler, here they come. Hybrid Academy coming over the line for 2nd. And he is going to take 2nd. JW Fullskank 3rd. There they go. Good drive, guys. Gideon Renner into the final sector, into the chicane. And this is a great result for Kinetic Simworks Racing. He comes over for 4th place. And there in the back you can see the Aston Martin for Hannes van Wyk, BWR. That's top 5. And Daniel Rowe gets a 6th place. Daniel Rowe got past Marcus Steyn. That must have just happened. Sure. Christian Deploy, ATK. And he gets through also. So he gets 8th. David Sparks, 9th place. And Chris Heineke rounds out your top 10. Gee, so there we go. Round 1 done and dusted. Complete mix-up. PWSR takes a win, but 2 Hybrid Academy, but into teams, taking 2nd and 3rd, and Kinetic Simworks 4th, and BWR 5th. So I like it. Good mix and match, but with Rowe getting a 6th there, Let's just confirm that. Row Pepsi Warriors with Bago. Yeah, so Bago second and sixth, so that puts that'll put them into first place as far as the team championship goes. Reigning team champions they are, so that was damage limitation by Daniel Rowe for sure. Well done, sir. So they're going to go around and do a celebratory final lap. Thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody on the YouTube channel. Lisa Patterson, very proud of her youngster. There he is. He did very well in that one. Yeah, thanks, JC. You did help with the setups, but he is driving really well, and he's put in a number of hours into this Honda. So great result for him. Is he still doing donuts? He's going around as well. Thanks for joining us on the first round of this season 10. Let me just give you a little update if you aren't aware of it. Wow. Next round we go to Paul Ricard in France. And that'll be round 2. That's on the 12th of May, so next week. I will see you all here. Thanks for coming, and hope you enjoyed the coverage. It's been awesome having you, and I'll see you all next week. So from me and everybody here, it's cheers, good night, goodbye.